I make no secret of the fact that I am a huge fan of Tiffany Cross, and I was really excited to see her contribution to a panel the other day. And I found myself watching the clip unfold and thinking, God, I love her. She's so good. She deserves so much more of a platform. She is unapologetic, unafraid to say the hard things that need to be said. She's incredibly articulate and has such good analysis, such good takes. So let me show you this clip, and then I want to talk about it.
Normalizing a government agency disappearing people. We are normalizing, we're talking about it like it's no big deal that they are kidnapping people and transporting them to concentration camps, both domestic and foreign. I think that's kind of insulting to, I think it's Jewish insulting what they're doing. It is not insulting to Jewish Holocaust. I find it insulting that you could even fix your mouth to defend this disgusting behavior.
It's not a death camp.
It doesn't matter. It's a concentration camp what they're doing, and they are disappearing people, claiming that these are people who have committed the most harsh crimes, but according to the reporting, less than 10% of these people have committed harsh crimes. So to do the victim Olympics and decide who had it worse, I can tell you, I can participate in that too. And everybody who says, oh, this is not the America I know, I can guarantee you it is the America I know. Can I finish my point, please? Yes. We are, the fact that we're presenting this like it's political fodder, that a government agency is disappearing people, it is not a political point. It has nothing to do with Jewish people, because despite the fact that 20% of immigrants in this country are white, we do not see white people getting carted off to concentration camps. So if we can just focus on the people who are harmed the most by this, and not make yourself or somebody else the center of attention, when that's not who's getting impacted by this.
Jewish, but I'm saying,
or anyone else the center of attention.
Tensions are so heightened. Using that kind of language, I think, is not helpful.
The tensions are heightened because this BS administration is kidnapping people. It has nothing to do with my language. It has to do with the actions that are being taken by this administration.
You see why I like her now? She's pretty fucking great. Also, do you see why I hate these kind of panels on CNN and MSNBC and all of these other, corporate media outlets? They legitimize right-wing, pearl-clinging chuckle fucks like that biddy in pink. I didn't bother to research who she was or what media outlet she works for. This is the same CNN that usually has Scott Jennings in that seat. I'm sure he's not there because I doubt Tiffany Cross would sit in a panel with him based on their past working relationship. For networks like CNN to put folks like that lady journalist in pink and Scott Jennings at the same table with folks like Tiffany Cross, they are presenting to an audience of millions fringe right-wing talking points, bigoted, hateful ideology, and normalizing it, sane-washing it, saying this deserves a platform next to a legitimate journalist. It's incredibly irresponsible, and I understand why corporate media does it. They want to attempt to grab some of those Fox News viewers, and because they know that the kind of drama that ensues in these panels when you get these debate bros with their reprehensible positions, that gets them clicks and views. They are legitimizing and sane-washing extreme ideology that does not deserve to be platformed. But getting back to this clip, Tiffany, amazing. Thank you for being willing to say on national television that these are concentration camps. And how dare that pearl clutcher in pink? First of all, she's showing what an ignorant ass she is to claim that the only concentration camps that have existed in the history of humanity are those that happened in World War II in Nazi Germany, and that the only victims of concentration camps throughout history have been Jewish people. And she herself is not even Jewish, but she is choosing to center another people's trauma in order to discount what is currently happening, the ethnic cleansing that is currently happening in the United States today, the hundreds of thousands of people that are being snatched and stashed in concentration camps around the United States and in gulags in El Salvador, people that are being shipped to Sudan. She doesn't want to talk about that. She wants to distract from it. And so she's using Jewish people in the Holocaust in an attempt to obscure what's happening here in this country right now. It's reprehensible. Yes, Tiffany is absolutely right. We need to use accurate terminology for what is happening. Do not normalize their euphemisms, which attempt to diminish the horrors that they are enacting. It's not alligator Alcatraz, it's alligator Auschwitz. It is a concentration camp. And I love how Tiffany called out that pink woman who's like, do they have gas chambers there? Bitch, do you not understand that concentration camps don't have to be death camps? And do you know that concentration camps don't start out as death camps? There is a logical progression. Have you not studied history at all? Concentration camps become forced labor camps, become death camps. This regime is already flirting with, hinting at, turning these into forced labor camps. After all, they have to be more profitable because it's a grift. Geo Group and Core Civic are getting billions and billions and billions of our tax dollars to run these concentration camps. It is a grift. They are doing concentration camps a la capitalism. Core Civic and Geo Group, which is a publicly traded company which also runs concentration camps in South Africa, are making billions of dollars snatching up immigrants who have committed no crimes and stuffing them into concentration camps. And now we are hearing from the regime that like, oh, we're having a farm worker shortage. Sorry, because we have abducted all of the farm workers. Okay, well, maybe we will loan those folks out to the owners on the farms. They're progressing toward forced labor. As I've said, this is a logical progression in an ethnic cleansing, moving from an ethnic cleansing to a genocide. This is a logical progression of how concentration camps work. I mean, we already see the ways that these functionally are beginning to be death camps. We have reports from multiple states, including court reports, that these detention facilities are denying folks who have been snatched and stuffed into them access to proper medical care, including little children, are being denied critical medical care. For that pink lady to act like because there's not gas chambers, what's happening is okay. Like, this is the thinking of Republicans in this country. This is the thinking of MAGA. This is the thinking of conservative journalists in this country. Oh, if they're not gassing them, then we can do whatever we want. They can suffer. We can smash them into concentration camps. We can make them be forced labor camps. It's not really appropriate to call it a concentration camp. It's not really appropriate to criticize it unless we're like actively murdering them in gas chambers. Also, like, how fucking embarrassing for that pink lady to act like on a national stage in front of millions of people to claim that the only concentration camps were ones that held Jews in Nazi Germany. How astoundingly ignorant can you be of world history? The term concentration camp does not just apply to Auschwitz and Dachau and Bergen-Belsen. Just like the term Holocaust doesn't just apply to what happened to the Jews in World War II. What Elon Musk is doing, having gutted USAID, is now committing a Holocaust against the world's poorest children. 300,000 children at least have already died. Tens of thousands of people have died of AIDS and of tuberculosis because Elon Musk took away their medicine. The Lancet says 14 million people will die. How is that not a Holocaust? Withdrawing life-saving food, clean water, and basic medical supplies for no reason, to give billionaires a tax break, to stuff that money into the pockets of billionaires, to enact Elon Musk and Donald Trump's eugenicist plan. That too is a Holocaust that is happening right now, and Republicans, Trumpers, are responsible. That's happening outside of our borders, and so a lot of people remain blissfully ignorant of it. Tiffany is absolutely correct. What is happening in the United States, snatching immigrants and putting them in concentration camps, that's not a political issue. That is a moral issue. And we, as American citizens, Democratic politicians, need to take a stand that this is a moral issue. I would also argue here, though, that it is a winning political issue. What is being done to our immigrants is overwhelmingly unpopular with the American people. A recent poll found close to 70% of Americans do not want our migrant workers rounded up and deported and don't want them put in concentration camps. Almost 70% of Americans want a pathway for those folks to have legal status in this country. By a margin of more than 2-1, Americans oppose what ICE is doing. So Tiffany is so right. It is a moral issue, but it is one the American people care about, and Democrats have an obligation to not stay silent on. Democrats act like if they talk about immigration reform, if they speak out against what ICE is doing, that is politically not going to be good for them, but that's not what the data shows. This is a winning issue. Democrats need to stand up and speak out against ICE. They need to not let establishment Democratic leadership silence them. I understand a lot of progressive Democrats have been very, very vocally opposed. But we need to keep being as accurate as Tiffany is, as vocal as Tiffany is in our opposition to the United States using our taxpayer dollars to run concentration camps in this country and commit an ethnic cleansing against our migrant neighbors.